Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephani Sherlock if you're new around here, and in today's video I'm going to talk about things which gymnastics has taught me and how it has prepared me for my university and for life in general. So if you're interested in gymnastics, or if you do gymnastics, or if you do any other professional sport, I think you'll find this video interesting. I want to talk about how gymnastics influenced me and developed my character and my personality, in what ways it changed me and what it has taught me, and what skills I obtained through doing gymnastics and through being a professional rhythmic gymnast and competing internationally and training full-time. So today I just wanted to focus on the positive things in positive ways in which gymnastics has influenced me. And although I would want to say that all the things in gymnastics has taught me were only positive, it wouldn't be true, but the positives outweigh the negatives by far. But if you do want to hear about some negative experiences I might have had, or something that I wasn't too sure it changed me in a better way, if you want a video about that, you can comment down below or message me on Instagram, and I'd really appreciate it, and I'll make a video about that as well. But for today, let's get on to this video. I came up with 12 things for now. They're not in any particular order, they're just as they came into my mind. So let's begin with the first thing I really learned and got really good at is time management. Time management is so important in whatever area of your life you might want to think of. If you're doing school or uni or work, if you want to be successful and get what you want, basically reach your goals, you should be organized and you should know how to manage your own time so that you get things done. And I'm very thankful to gymnastics that it had taught me to manage my time, because that was necessary for me. When I just started gymnastics when I was 10, I was at school. After school I would go to practice, so I had to manage to do my homework in the time in between school and before practice or after practice. Since a young age I had to plan my time to get things done and to do well in school and at training, so I'd be on time and ready. And when I got older, with all the traveling I was doing and just managing my own training schedule and travel, university assignments and things like this, if it wasn't for gymnastics I wouldn't have had this complete necessity for life. How would I use time management? That's pretty obvious. The same thing, I'd use it to take care of myself, to plan my classes, to when I go to uni very soon. If you want another video on it, I can talk about my university, which I'm going to go soon. For now, I'm studying at a distance learning course in Russia. Although I do have to do assignments, I don't ever have to go to classes or lectures. So it's going to be a very different experience for me when I actually go to uni in London, and then I'll have to do classes and lectures, I guess, and well, not I guess, for sure I'll have to do classes and lectures, and for that I'll have to be very organized, and I think my gymnastics skills in time management would help me a lot with that, and just managing my classes, my social life, my training, whatever it would be, and any jobs I'd get. Number 2, discipline. Discipline. You probably would know already, or if you're a gymnast you can completely relate. If you're a gymnast, it's not like one day you're a gymnast, the other day you're not a gymnast. You have to be disciplined all the time. Like, it doesn't matter if you're traveling, or I don't know, you want to see your friends, like you have a regime and you have to follow it. So you have training every day or 6 times per week, and then you have to make sure you get enough sleep, because if you don't, then you can't train properly and you don't do your best, and then you get disappointed in yourself and have to know, okay, I have this regime and I go to sleep at this time and I have to get enough sleep and I have to eat well, I have to rest well, and then I have to be ready for training on time, and I have to feel well, but that's not always possible. But at least you should do everything you can to be at your best form every day. And that's something not many people who don't do gymnastics understand, that it's a lifestyle, it's not even a sport. You just have to be in it all the time, and without discipline you can't do it. And I think learn a discipline if you're a young gymnast. It will help you so much later in life as well. Next thing is confidence. So confidence, and well, as my self-psychologist said, confidence is not as important as competence. For me, it's when you feel you like what you're doing and you love yourself enough to share it with the world, you know. For me, confidence is when you trust yourself and you know your own abilities and you know you are doing your best. And confidence is definitely something which fluctuates a lot. In general, if it wasn't for gymnastics, I wouldn't be the person who I am today. I wouldn't know that I can do so much and that I could meet so many people and I could influence the life of others in some sort of way, and that I could express myself through the sport. Of course, confidence could go up and down, and sometimes gymnastics would influence my confidence in a negative way, and I can talk about it a lot more in another video. But in general, if it wasn't for gymnastics, I know I wouldn't be the person I am. I just can't imagine not having gymnastics in my life. And I'm glad I made that decision when I was 10 and I wanted to do it. So in gymnastics, why confidence? Why I say confidence is because in gymnastics you have to be confident and you have to have this ability to trust yourself and to put yourself out there for people to see, because if you don't, then you will never get noticed. And I wanted to show what I was working on. I wanted to show everyone what I could do, and I loved it. And if it wasn't for confidence, I just wouldn't be able to put myself out there and fight for my place in the squad, fight for my place at competitions, you know. Also, another important thing about confidence is sometimes you have to fake it until you make it. I'm sure you all heard of that, and that's true. Some days you don't feel confident. If you act confident, you become more confident. I've learned that pretty much on my own experience, so tip for you. Okay, number 4 life skill which gymnastics has taught me is communication skills. Communication skills. I lived in 2 different countries and I had coaches in both countries, and I always had to communicate the messages between the 2 countries, and I also had to talk to federation and talk to different people and talk to different coaches here, and my parents helped me a lot with that. But in general, I just learned so much about just general communication skills. I always had to say what I wanted, and I had to express myself, and I had to explain what it was that my goals were. I had to be open to new opinions and to new comments and corrections every time, and that taught me a lot about how people communicate and how it can help you or it can hurt you. So I'm so grateful I got this opportunity just to be myself and to be able to communicate my message across and to learn about other people and other people's opinion. And for life, communication skills is so important. That's what I'm going to study as well. So yeah, if you want a video about that, yeah, just let me know. But in general, I'm so excited. That's off topic. Okay, number 5, and through doing gymnastics, I learned how to live away from home. It might sound strange to some of you, but some of you will totally relate, because not everyone has the opportunity to stay at home and train where they have to train and where they need to train in order to reach their goals. And I learned that from, well, I got into British squat when I was 13, but I actually didn't start living away until I was around 15. But actually, even since I started gymnastics at 10, I've been traveling to like training camps and training squads. They were not for too long, but they were for like 2 or 3 weeks. And for someone who is 10, that's quite a long time away from your parents. Well, I guess it depends on your situation. Over time, I adjusted to it so well, like I got to adjust to it so well, and I got so used to traveling and not being at home. My home is like everywhere now, and I lived between 2 countries for so long now. Just some skills which you have to get while you're living abroad without, or abroad or just away from your family. It's just, first of all, being okay with living away from your family, because you're taking your own responsibility for yourself. You are learning about different people, and in my cases it would also be like different cultures, different environment. You always have to be open to just experience the world and experience what it has to offer. You have to be tolerant to other people and to their lifestyles. And I've traveled a lot and I lived in a few places since I started gymnastics. So now when I'm going to university and I'm going to live away from home, it's like, I know I can do it because I've done it before because of my gymnastics. And I know some people only start living away when they go to university. And for me, it's like, I've been doing it for like a lot of years already. So although I know it will be a different environment and everything different, and I'll have to get used to a lot of things, it still feels like, yeah, it's just what I do anyway, so it's not too new to me, and I know I'll be just fine. So I think that's another skill gymnastics taught. Okay, number 6 is learning more about myself. So because of gymnastics, I always had to push myself to be the best version of myself, whatever I was doing. So everybody's different, and it really depends on your own personality and your own goals. But for me, gymnastics was something that I had to be so focused on while doing everything I could in order to be the best version of myself. I learned so much about myself. I learned how I react to things, how I like doing things, what works and what doesn't, like what kind of approaches would lead me to a result or what would stop me from getting a result, you know. So I think in general, any sport or hobby you do like full-time professionally and like really put yourself into it and pour your heart in it, that would make you learn about yourself and would make you grow as a person. And I'm sure any one of you out there could relate to that. Okay, so this video is gonna be way too long to watch in one go. I will probably separate it in 2 parts. I have 6 more things which I learned through gymnastics, and if you like this video and if you'd want to hear the next 6 things I learned through gymnastics, please give it a cheeky thumbs up and comment down below what you agreed on and what gymnastics or whatever sport you do has taught you, and I'll be very interested to see that. Please subscribe so you don't miss the next part. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you. Bye. So much. Wait, what happened to the